You know what the difference between a glow up and a grow up is? Well, that's what I'm going to explain to you in this video, and I'm going to use Blind Dating 6 Glow Up Girls versus 1 by Jubilee to explain the differences between how people look as teenagers to how they look as young adolescents, and how most people will look like that naturally even if they don't put in any effort, but we confuse that as a glow up, which is something that takes a lot of extraneous effort to change the course of what you would have otherwise looked like. So changing the course of a grow up by putting in effort to make it a glow up. Actual significant changes come rather from 20 to maybe your 40s, and that's when the efforts of your aesthetic routines like taking care of yourself, having a hair loss routine, wearing sunscreen, those things really separate those who put in the effort from those who do not. But from going from puberty to say your 20s, most people will look better undeniably from when they were a teen, as long as they're within reasonable expectation. So like I said, we're not going to really focus too much on the interactions between the participants. We're just going to focus on the photos. So let's go through that.
My acne, trying to get it better. And then this one's funny too. This one and the end one are my favorite because this one's just like a double chin and like super low and awkward and funny. Do I have to give a reason for eliminating them?
I'd like to hear a reason.
It's so mean. I feel really bad. I'm gonna go with contestant 3. I don't really know my reason. I just think number 3 first. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm so sorry, I feel so bad. Nice to meet you. What's your name? Marshall, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Glow up, for sure.
Thank you.
I like your outfit too.
I mean, again, she looks bone structure wise exactly the same. She has filled in her brows more, and that's just makeup. She's not smiling in the other one, but I would also assume she has some dental work done. Her lips are, I can't tell if she's had much work to that, but more or less exactly the same.
Thank you.
Very nice. I feel so bad.
Don't feel bad. You know, I kind of have a same breath.
She's also obviously leaner, and that's a given. Most young children get leaner as they get older, as they lose that baby fat.
Redheads are an acquired taste, so I figured I'd either be the first to go or the last to go.
Who will be our next elimination?
Number 7. Hi, nice to meet you.
So I felt like me and another girl almost my age are going to be eliminated now.
Yeah, they're really not that bad.
Well, they are.
Yours is funny. How old were you in that?
I guess like 14-ish.
Very similar. Yet again, eye colors are different, but I think that's just the lighting. Her brow seems to be a bit more filled in. Actually, I don't think she's had anything, no kind of makeup to the brow. More or less exactly the same, and that's kind of the point I'm making. There is no significant change going from puberty to adulthood. It's just small little things along the way. There is no significant change for the large majority of people.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the third person to get eliminated, and this is something I actually do want to talk about. So if you look at her first photo, you can see that the corner of where her jaw changes, it changes its shape. This is called the jawgonian. It's actually very high. It almost starts above her upper lip. It's indicative of a very narrow and long jaw that goes downwards rather than forwards, and for those reasons, it creates this exact shape of her face. By virtue of not changing that, and obviously I think she was well aware of this because she has orthodontic braces and some other things going on in her childhood photos, I'm guessing her parents noticed this as well. By virtue of that still being the same, her face is realistically the exact same as it was in her teenage years. So nothing has changed. If your social standing was as the hot girl in your friend group, then you too will also be the hot girl in your friend group as an adult. But that's not a glow up because you're still in the same position. It's even as a hot girl to a hot girl, that's still just a grow up. But if you go from an average looking girl to the hot girl in your friend group now, then your social standing has changed based on your physical looks. And in that case, that is the definition of a glow up. But to achieve such a glow up, there needs to be significant changes to your facial structure, most importantly, because that is the characteristic that is often hardest to change, but also to other characteristics like skin, hair, like some of the other women have shown. But the point I'm making is that for most people, the significant differences between teenagehood and adulthood are just not there. They're just an older version of their younger selves.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm Janaya.
Marshall.
So real estate, that's cool.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
It's so hard. I was like, real estate, you know?
Okay, so Janaya has, again, I guess, very similar features. I just think she lost the acne. I genuinely cannot tell. If you look at her nose shape, it's the exact same. Nothing's changed. Her dental alignment is exactly the same. Bone structure is exactly the same. She was already the person she is now in her 20s back when she was like 14, 15. And that's usually the case for most women. They hit puberty earlier than men. So there is less significant changes. And I think that's why men have much more significant glow-ups, because the difference between what they were before and now is so much more drastic. Again, exact same features. Structure is exactly the same. In fact, you can see she smiles the exact same way too. You can see where the nasolabial lines are. Exact same direction. Exact same face. It's a grow-up. She hasn't changed anything significant about her face. This would have happened regardless, just the progression of growing up as an adult. Looking through the comments there, pretty much what I was expecting. It's just people commenting on how these examples are just grow-ups, people growing up in age rather than glow-ups, which is quite different. Right, and here is Abba and Preach's video on the same thing, the same video. Abba and Preach are two black comedians. They have 1.7 million subscribers. They're very big. Here are some interesting segments from Abba and Preach's video.
I'm not saying that there's not genuine glow-ups with the women. That's not what I'm saying. A lot of your glow-ups is makeup, and that's not a real glow-up. That's not a glow-up. That's a grow-up.
Maybe the room's too bright. Can't see the glow. I don't know.
Maybe the room's too bright.
I'm just saying. I can see a bit of cell phone light. I don't know.
Rooms.
You were right.
We need to define.
No. Let's appreciate
the definition of a globe.
Yeah, so if you thought I was being harsh, there's plenty of content creators who've reviewed this video, and they all say something more or less similar, that these women didn't particularly glow up. And although, you know, in girly pop culture, we like to believe that everyone's beautiful and everyone's having their glow up, yes queen. It's you know, the fact of life is that not everyone will have a glow up, because glow ups require very significant effort. I'm sure they may have put some kind of aesthetic labor towards improving their looks. Everyone does that, but that's not the same thing as a glow up, which requires sacrifice and a lot of effort. And reading through the comments of that video, their video, Preach is spot on about makeup. Does it change the look completely? It's very different from what they actually look like. Seeing someone without makeup compared to with makeup can look two completely different people sometimes. It's crazy. You wouldn't even recognize them and think it's a completely different person. That is true. That's kind of what I was saying. None of those women actually had glow-ups. They just applied makeup because structurally nothing's changed. They've changed their hair color, but that's kind of superficial. They got leaner, which is going to happen anyway. So what I'm saying is these things would have happened anyway. Everyone improves their looks as they get older, just by virtue of being alive for a bit longer, being a bit wiser. But a glow up, an example maybe to illustrate this, is losing a significant amount of weight, going from 300 pounds to maybe 150 pounds. Your life, if you just let aging take over, you would have just kept gaining weight. So there was significant intervention. You sat down and you said something has to change about my looks or maybe my health to make things be better. A grow up would be if I just let myself stay 300 pounds and I just let, you know, Father Time take over, and I just kept aging, and somehow I looked better as a 50-year-old 300-pound man than when I was a 20-year-old 300-pound man, which obviously doesn't work like that. Then that would be a grow up. So hopefully you can appreciate it's all about the change of changing your course, the changing your destiny, basically, of what you would look like, your face. Whereas with most grow ups, it's just people just letting, you know, time and nature take over, and not really putting in much effort to change very significant things, which obviously requires sacrifice and a lot of effort.